First up, Will Johnson. I'm excited to get to the comps, but I'll wait till after we talk about this young man. Very little not to like about Will Johnson Jr. He's a third-year junior, 6'2", 202. And Mike, it feels like if you're building someone in the lab to play cornerback, I don't know what box he wasn't checked when you hit the 3D print button.
Yeah, I have him the top player in the class. I think I watched his tape and I was just, what you just said, I'm like, that's an NFL corner. You saw him go against a number of NFL receivers and more than hold his own, even win, the pick he had against Marvin Harrison Jr. on the slant in the Ohio State. And the game was, a game-changing play that is the type of play, that's who he is. Like, he just has a high football IQ, uber athlete, all around, physical, 6'2", 202, like the size is there. There's just not a lot to dislike from what I saw on tape this past year. And he's been starting since his true freshman year and just has never played really bad football.
Yeah, I'm surprised you were able to suppress the oh, by the way, the other cornerback that did really well against Marvin Harrison Jr. plays for Notre Dame. That was a fun game for Mr. Morrison. We'll talk about that in a second. Rick, you've been negative Nancy so far on this show. Tell us what you hate about Will Johnson.
Oh, God.
Go ahead. I know you love him.
Yeah. No, he's a top corner for me. Smooth, fluid, long, athletic. I think he does need to add some play strength, even though he had that big interception against Ohio State. 18 also went up a couple times on him and took the ball away from him in some contested situations. Polk from Washington got him on a double move in a national championship game, but he also had an interception that game as well. I think that he'll more than willing and compete in the run game. He does use his hands to get off blocks and try to secure the edge. Go low tackler like most of these corners, but the most complete corner that I've seen coming out.
All right. So last year, Quinyon Mitchell was the first cornerback taken. And then it was Terrion Arnold and then Nate Wiggins. Is Will Johnson getting drafted ahead of these guys?
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry, Mike. I didn't put words in your mouth, but say yes.
I think there's the four corners I had. I would probably take above cornerback one in last year's class.
You would take him CB1?
Yeah. At least the top three in this class are all I would take above any of the corners in last year's class.
Okay. I just wanted to get something for people to compare that to. All right, Rick. This might be the most fun comp we're going to do here. So let's start with you. Comp and draft.
I have him as a top 10 pick. And I went with, because of the length and athleticism, I think he is more physical. But I went with Christian Gonzalez when he came out.
And there are questions about Christian's toughness, and then he allayed all those concerns in the first few months he was healthy in New England. If he plays like that, that's a win.
Yeah.
Because Christian, I think he slipped a little bit. The Patriots ended up drafting him when they traded down to allow the Steelers to draft up over the Jets. We've had that conversation. But yeah, I don't hate that. And by the way, I should mention quickly the cornerbacks we talked about last year, Rick. This is a wild list. Kool-Aid McKinstry, that's not surprising. We knew he was going to be CB1 12 months ago going into the season. He ended up going in the second round to the Saints. Number 2 on our list, Kalen King out of Penn State.
Ugh.
Had a tough season.
Yeah, he did.
I hope he was injured because he was the fifth. He was almost Mr. Irrelevant. Drafted near the bottom of the 7th round. He's with the Packers right now. Number 3, Kalen Bullock, the safety out of USC. He ended up going late day 2 to Houston. Javon Bullard, really good player. Won the second round to Green Bay. He's probably going to have a chance to play a lot of snaps there. And then Denzel Burke, and we'll talk about him in a second. He returned to school. Had a tough 2022, but Rick, I think you would agree 2023 was much kinder to him. All right.
It was.
Christian Gonzalez is your comp, top 10 pick. What draft range for Will Johnson, Mike, and then we'll play the game?
Top 10.
Yeah.
Probably top 5, honestly.
Ooh. Mike's had like 8 top 5 picks. He's like me with he loves
I got 3. I think I had Pierce, Graham, and Will Johnson. I think those 3, I think, are the top 5.
Rick makes fun of me for loving every player, so we'll see who has more love. Do you ever talk bad about a player, Mike? I haven't heard you yet disparage a player. There's something.
These top 5 guys. What are we?
There's something. They're all
good.
Something to be said for being positive. I'm just going to leave that out there. All right, you ready?
Maybe get past the top 5. Then we can say something.
Okay, wait. Before you get started, Mike, did you put some time and energy into these 5?
Yeah, I feel solid about my DB ones.
This is going to be a fun one. I feel really good about this one. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I think all these comps are A+. Let me just start there. All right. Match the comp to the person, Rick. You're 4-0. Patrick Surtain, Patrick Peterson.
Mike likes to go deep into the old school way of thinking. So I'm going to go, he said Patrick Peterson.
You are 5-0, sir. 5-0.
That's pattern recognition right there. Quick pattern recognition. He's got it. That's 30 years of scouting right there.
Look at that. Your back pedal was sharp and on point. Came out of the break well. All right. Golly, this is you're passing summer
today.
You're passing summer school. I'm failing. I'm gonna have to repeat summer school. Can't trip you up.